Sounds like to me you hired the wrong life coach.
This is a Kirkendall Barrett presentation, darling.
You can touch it if you want.
Ladies, if you want to meet a man, check your storage closet.
Come on, Kendall. Take off your shirt and go camera shopping at Best Buy.
Good shirtless, not bad shirtless.
Yeah.
Well, it was gratuitous.
Yeah, it was.
I like a good grizzled man sometimes.
A lifetime of Hallmark.
Well, hello, everybody. It is your favorite day of the week. It is time for another episode of the Lifetime of Hallmark, where we talk about your favorite movies on both Lifetime and the Hallmark Channel and try to make sense of them. I am Les Kirkendall Barrett. Hello, Jason Bowers.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett.
And hello, Kirk Fitzpatrick.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett, and hello, Jason Bowers, and hello, special guest star, Meredith Thomas.
Yay!
I've been looking forward to this all day.
Me too.
All day.
I have all day.
I've been looking forward to it for, 2 years now since the last Wrong movie?
Yes. Yes.
Has it been that long?
I think so.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, but that last 24 hours is what really...
You know what? We did have you on, though, to talk about the meeting up with the Joneses.
Oh, right. Which were technically, technically those were Wrong movies too.
They were, yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes, they were. Like each one was Keeping Up with the Joneses, the wrong murder or the wrong, something
The
like
wrong
that.
murder. Is there a right murder?
No, yeah, that's true. Each one was each one had a wrong title as a in there, so I think we count those in the Wrong universe.
Well, for anyone maybe listening to our podcast for the first time or maybe hasn't heard all the episodes, Meredith is a good friend of the show. She is a staple of Lifetime movies. She is appeared in the second most amount of Lifetime movies ever made, behind only Vivica A. Fox. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean that's what somebody said, and I'm going with it.
Yeah,
I can't promise you I've done all the math though, but I'll take it.
So she is our Lifetime expert.
Yes.
Yeah, this movie has got an all-star cast of just everybody who we want to see in a movie.
Yeah.
It's like the Avengers Endgame of Lifetime movies.
This is the Lifetime cinematic universe.
Right.
Or at the very least, the Wrong cinematic universe.
The Wrong cinematic universe. I love that Tracy Nelson is back. We haven't seen her in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We never shared any camera time, and I guess we didn't in this one either, but we were in The Wrong Boy Next Door together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She was one of the teachers that my very wrong daughter was harassing.
Yeah.
And she was in the whole movie.
Yes. Yeah. She's also, if we not in the Wrong series, but since Keeping Up with the Joneses, I did As Luck Would Have It with Jack A. Harry.
Oh.
Yeah, so we did 3 episodes, 3 movies. So I don't know what you call them when they used to call them mini-series, right? But we did 3 back-to-back movies of As Luck Would Have It. And she plays Jack A. Harry's best friend in those.
Wow. Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
I thought I had read in the press release about this movie that Jack A. was going to be in this too.
Yeah, somebody, I think I blame AI for that.
Okay.
Because somebody, I think somebody picked up Jack A. Harry and Vivica were both in a movie called Nothing Wrong here. A Christmas Intern. So it either has Christmas or Wrong in it for me, I guess. But a Christmas Intern, which I second unit directed. I think some AI thing picked up and maybe it was the press and added them together, because you're not the first person to say, and I think I saw it too. And I thought, I wonder if she did reshoots. I didn't know Jack A. Harry was in this.
Somebody asked AI to create the perfect cast, and that's why they added Jack A in there.
And now, Meredith, you've been doing some behind the scenes stuff, a little more behind the scenes stuff too. Did you do anything for this movie?
Yes, I second unit directed this movie too.
Oh, nice.
So it was, I'm not credited for it because I'm fine with the second unit director credit, but a bunch of the small roles they let me cast in this one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So if we get to that part, I'll point out the people that I got to cast.
Oh, cool. That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna forward you my resume right now, Meredith.
But I got to tell you, it was good to have The Wrong Movies are some of my favorite movies to talk about on this podcast.
Agreed.
Because The Wrong Movies never disappoint. It's like,
They never do you
This movie
wrong.
was satisfying.
Yeah.
This movie was like the perfect good meal, you know? I mean, you know what I mean?
right.
It was very satisfying. And it took, I tell you, because the name of this movie is The Wrong Life Coach, it definitely had, the movie definitely had a strong opinion about life coach.
Yes, it really did.
I loved
It was
it.
not in the middle.
I love, and we'll get into this when we get into the movie, but I loved it as a storytelling device because it gives license to not having to know a lot about what that profession actually does to be able to let that character do fun, crazy lifetime things.
And the thing is, one of the things that is mentioned several times is that you don't have to have qualifications.
Right.
Be
Yeah.
a life coach.
Yeah, that's
And
my point.
I Googled it, and it's absolutely right. You do not need qualifications. to
Yeah,
be a
I
life
mean,
coach.
Yeah.
you could, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So people that give Instagram advice are probably our life coaches.
I used to work for a person who was my boss who got driven out of the radio industry for some possibly illegal things, and she restarted as a life coach
Wow.
like a month later.
Yeah.
Wow.
A month later.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and the movie was set in LA, and I can tell you from personal experience, I know several people who would have fallen for that easily.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. The funny thing, I mean, yeah, because she the only thing that they could have done to make it maybe more timely would be like have her have like an Insta, you know, like, well, you know what I mean, like some
Right.
type of social media. I know she had the website which she had stolen from me, you know, like, but but-
Still sore about that, huh?
yeah, I mean, she worked for work
In the
and-
back.
Wow.
Come on, and she didn't, and she's just a younger, taller version of me. Come on.
She does. I did think that you guys had kind of a resemblance in a way.
I totally noticed that as well.
Yeah, I've had people on the internet be like, so I'm confused. There's 2 birthdays for you on the internet. And I'm like, actually, I don't think so. And they said, well, there's, and I go, what are you talking about? And then they said a year, and I go, no. And they thought that I was her. They were
Oh, wow.
literally confronting me for having more than one birthday. And I was like, that is not me. That is a different actress.
Well, wait till your birthday gets confused with Jack A. Harry's.
Oh, yes. IA will probably do that.
Yeah.
They can confuse me as an Emmy winner. You know, I think Jack A is a daytime and primetime Emmy winner.
She is. Well, she definitely won for 227.
227, yeah.
She definitely won for
Yeah.
227, and I know she's been nominated for Days of Our Lives. I'm not
Yes.
sure if she's won, but I know she's been nominated.
I watch Jack Hay every day as
You
Paulina
do?
Price.
You watched all that.
I
She's the
loved
mayor
her
of
on
Salem.
227. I thought she was so hilarious on 227. That's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Me.
that's my childhood. You know?
For this
Well-
podcast, we watched the pilot of her spin-off.
Yeah, what was that? That was what was the name
It
of
was
the show?
it was called?
It was called Jackie, I think.
It was
Yeah, it's
called.
called Jack A.
And she was working in a gym. Was that what's going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, you will be
Just-
happy to know that on
Yes.
Days of Our Lives, Paulina Price lives in Penthouse 227,
No.
and Marla Gibbs plays her mother.
Wow.
She's the
That's
mother of
cool.
Jackie.
I
Okay,
love
yes.
that little nod to 227.
Yes. Anywho, well, I guess before we continue, Kurt, do we have any Black China news?
Doing a piece of China.
China.
I'm talking China.
The Black China Report. Here's Kurt Fitzpatrick.
All right, I found out something a little more salacious since we're doing a wrong movie today. So I don't usually. Well, here's the headline: Black China ex-boyfriend exposes Tokyo Tony thirsting for her sloppy seconds.
Oh.
Now, this is from TMZ. We usually don't go to TMZ. Okay, so Black China, aka Angela White's mother, Tokyo Tony, is sneaking behind her back, hoping to get into her daughter's ex-boyfriend's pants. At least that's what these leaked DMs suggest. China and rapper Little Twin Hector dated for a couple of years before breaking up in 2020. But on Thursday, he confirmed his claims that Tony was sending him explicit DMs on Instagram by posting the explicit DMs on Instagram for all the world to see. Very nasty work on display. Tony initially hit up Twin, apparently threatening to take a flight just to beat up her daughter, which prompted Twin to send her a passionate message asking to fill her heart with love. Do you guys understand this so far? To me, this is a little hard to
Yes,
follow. Okay, good. All right,
basically,
here we go.
this is a plot of a Lifetime movie.
Yes.
For some reason, I find this difficult to follow. All right, no, anyway, it turned out to be bait for a thirst trap. Tokyo swore up and down China was jealous of her natural body and then bared it all in the DMs in an attempt to arouse Twin. The breaking point for Twin came when Tokyo sent him a clip of her while covered in blankets and pounding on her poom poom.
What?
What is
What
a
it says,
poo-poo?
I
Wait.
don't know. Well, what could it be? Let's do the process of elimination.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, Hector was sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I'm just I just editorializing. Okay. Now
I
Hector was so
legitimately want to
disgusted.
know what it is.
Well, look it up. If I look up
don't go
poom
to Urban
poom,
Dictionary though.
I look up poom poom. That's going to be my search engine is going to be filled with poom poom for the next year.
Yeah.
I feel like if I do a search for the phrase pounding the poom poom, I'm going to be served a warrant.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, anyway, Hector was so disgusted that he made a diss track / video titled Miss Tony and included the DMs as visual evidence. So they have that here to watch. Neither China nor Tony have responded to the latest unfolding, but is it really that surprising for mothers and daughters to have the same taste in men? And that's it. And that's why we don't go to TMZ too often. Well, short and salacious, but we've been doing a lot of uplifting Black China stuff, but in the tradition of the wrong movies.
Right.
we went
I
with
don't
this.
even know who Black China is. Is that the baby mama of Rob Kardashian?
Be
Yes.
careful. I said that.
Yes.
I said
Very
that one
good.
time, and then I had to do these updates every week.
I think Meredith only knows through osmosis of having been on our show where we talk about her.
Yeah, that's who she is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and we do the news stories every episode.
Yes. And Black China's been through a transition.
Yes, she's a new woman.
Oh, well, another type of transition.
Yeah, she's a lot healthier these days.
Yes, a lot healthier.
Oh, good. I'm happy to hear it.
Anywho, let's get into this. The
Okay.
wrong life coach.
This movie is ripe.
So
Loved it.
Here we go.
we start off with something that we have not seen in a very long time, a cold open. Or would
Yes.
this be considered a cold open?
This is definitely a cold open.
So we see a woman in a blue we see a woman, and I wrote, she's wearing a blue outfit. She's not wearing a hoodie. But then she factors in later in the movie. And she's going into a house. We hear the menacing music. She then says, "I knew it." And then we see an arm with a baseball bat. And she hits her in the back of the head with a baseball bat. And I knew they're back. The wrong movies.
She probably got a concussion. Now, not to skip ahead, but later on, someone gets hit in the head in the back with a bat, and they get knocked out. I can't find anything online that as evidence that would actually work. You can get like hit the back in back of your neck, and it might knock you out. But this person got hit in the back.
That bat was very busy.
All right. Anyway,
it's also possible
He passed out from the pain.
It's also possible that he was hit more than once, but the others were edited out for time.
Yeah, that bat had a lot of work.
Bat got a lot of screen time in this, huh?
Yes. I don't think we've ever seen them use a bat before, have we?
Shovels for sure.
I got whacked with a shovel in Dangerous Medicine. It was pretty awesome. Just like whack and fall back.
How do they do it? Is it like a styrofoam shovel or?
But with that we did. It was just an illusion. I didn't come up. She was rounding a corner. I came up this far, the backswing, and I fall back, and the camera doesn't see that the bat never really hit me. It didn't even get close.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we still normally see a lot of chloroform.
Love
shovels.
the chloroform. Yeah, this movie was missing black hoodies.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a little upset about that, Meredith. Our villain in this movie, no black hoodie, and no jacket.
Right.
Jason, I mean, we got everything else.
So we start off and we're in the stable. We're in stables. And we see two ladies talking. And one of them is named Jamie, right? One of them is named Jamie and one of them is named Jordan.
Can I ask a question? Did it say in the script scene opens in a stable environment and they took it literally and had a scene in a stable or stable?
No, it's
never
interesting
mind.
because I think that must be a location. It feels like
It is. They've used it in other movies.
yeah, it feels like that stable is a location they've used before.
I also
I don't
know if you remember, was there something in the script where someone or something else gets hurt? Because there is there's one character that seems surprised by something, that sees something, but I don't think we ever reveal what that is. And that might tie it into the stables.
I don't recall anyone. I don't recall anyone getting hurt at the stables.
Okay. Because the character we just met in this opening pre-credit sequence, the one that gets whacked in the head, right before she's whacked in the head, she's very surprised at seeing something. And I don't think we ever find out what that was.
Oh. It wasn't just being surprised at whoever was whacking her?
She didn't know the person was whacking her when she was surprised.
Oh, interesting.
I'm confused by that.
I'll point it out explicitly when we get.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
So anyway, the two ladies are talking, and one of them is telling the other one how she has this new boss. The boss is very demanding. The boss is very demanding, giving her a hard time. And then the next day, Jordan wakes up. She's actually she's watching her boyfriend sleep.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he wakes up and they start talking, and he inadvertently asks her to marry him.
Sort of. Yeah.
Sort of. And you could tell that it was a sorta, because then she's kind of like, well, I sort of want to marry you, but I'm not sure.
Would you call that like a passive-aggressive proposal?
Yes. And a passive-aggressive answer.
I think he was just fishing.
But yeah, but but that's her answer back. I don't think that's the answer that you want to hear.
No.
Well, which is why you go fishing then.
Oh yeah. She didn't really say no because
she said, "I'm not sure."
Asked.
Right, because it's not like he had a ring. He was just fishing before he bought the ring.
No, that's a good idea, I guess.
Because that's basically, it's a yes or no sort of a thing.
Well, I mean, that should raise a red flag for anyone if you ask them to marry you and their response is like when you're looking at a menu and you just open and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, have a minute.
Is that kind of like when someone says "I love you" and all you can say is "thank you"?
Yeah.
Guilty.
So then she goes home.
No, she's home.
Oh no, she's at home. That's right, she's at home, and we find out that her mom is living with her. Oh, that's right, because she then explains her mom is living with her right now because her dad died.
I see dead people.
And
her mom is Tracy Nelson.
Yes,
Tracy Nelson. And it was like, I was like, "Hi, Tracy." And then her mom, and her mom is kind of over her. That's the feeling that.
Well, her mother has her ear to the door too, and she's listening to everything.
Well, not necessarily ear to the door. Maybe she can just hear those things because they're very audible.
Right. Well, yeah, because first her mom was like, listen, you got to be at work in an hour. And then the mom is like, by the way, I didn't hear you having sex twice.
Yeah.
I kind of think the mom, she looks like she could work. I mean, rather than just like hanging around the house.
She's in mourning.
Also, judging by
it's going to be active
for whatever Jordan's job was, she must have been getting paid a pretty penny because that was a big house in L.A.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful house, especially for one person.
They're always beautiful big houses in Lifetime movies.
Yeah.
You know that.
I know. I love it. But I mean, if her daughter can afford a house that big, and she's probably in her 30s, mom can certainly afford a house.
But then Jordan told her mom about, Peter, her boyfriend, fishing for information about getting married. And her mom Tracy gave her some good advice. And she said, if you don't feel like making a decision right now, then don't make the decision. Okay. So we find out that her boss is named Tara. She calls her boss Tara the Taskmaker. And Tara the Taskmaker is none other than Vivica A. Fox. And so I've always said, watching the Wrong movies, that you can tell what kind of character Vivica is going to be by her hair. So, so if it's like really short, she's like a no-nonsense person or a cop. And if it's really like big and like she's like a fun character. Now she had a sassy bob, which I took to mean that she means business. She's not messing around.
I thought it was the marrying of those worlds. She means business, but she could let her hair down if given the chance.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And
I have to teach that at the actor's studio these days. Hair acting.
Right.
Yeah, you start with the hair, and instead of starting with the shoes, you start with the hair.
Works. Yeah.
And so, what was it? Because she said, why did she say less talking and more implementing? She said that to Jordan, I believe.
Yeah, she did say it to Jordan. I don't remember why. Jordan would anytime Tara would ask her something, Jordan would get tongue-tied instantly and was just really intimidated by her.
But she almost fires Jordan because she feels Jordan may have a problem with her style.
Right, because Jordan said something about her old boss, Jim, and Tara's like, well, Jim is not here anymore.
Jim's gone.
Well, Tara, not only did Tara have great hair, she had there was like a really cool, like wood paneling behind her. I want that for my home.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't notice
I have
that.
to go back and look at that.
Yeah. It was like a unique, like Art Deco-y kind of design, but in a really deep brown wood paneling.
Oh, I have to go back and look at that. Yeah.
So one thing that I noticed about this movie is a lot of people came in hot.
Yeah.
Like, like this conversation, Tara literally was like, maybe this isn't the job for you. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Fast-paced
They were already
world.
wound up. Somebody pulled the string in the scene before, and now we're seeing the result of that.
I'm like,
Well,
wow.
this is the workforce in a post-COVID world. Everyone was cooped up for a little bit, and now they don't know how to interact with each other.
Because I was like, damn, what she said wasn't that bad.
It worked up.
Oh, and so then we see the woman who was in the cold open who got hit in the head with a bat. We find out her name is Nat.
Yes.
And so Nat and Jordan are coworkers. Jordan confides in Nat, and Nat's like, you know what? Let's go get some coffee. Let's go take a break and go get some coffee. So,
And she suggests it's because she hasn't been for her there in the last year.
Yeah.
Been there for her.
Mm.
right. So then basically this means that her father passed away and she was probably awkward. Is that what?
Yeah, and
she
we
didn't-
get confirmation
she
of that in
doesn't
the
handle
movie.
death very well. This
Okay.
her best friend Nat.
Got it. So,
And I'm sorry, I don't know the actress's name, but I know that we've seen her in other Lifetime movies as well.
Oh yeah, she's an absolute. Her actual name is Jamie, even though there's a character named Jerry. That's Jamie, and she's a Lifetime ensemble regular too.
Yeah, definitely seen her before.
So then we're at the like it's like a diner, coffee house type place, Patsy's, and Jordan's in line. She's trying to decide, and the woman behind her starts talking to her, and she's like, wow, there's so many choices, and then she starts kind of talking to her, and Jordan is like, well, I had a tough morning, and then she starts doing life coach speak, like what was it on a scale from 1 to 10, what was it? And then she's like, well, I suggest you get a mocha, and why don't you get a cookie as well and treat yourself, and then have a light lunch later.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says skip lunch so you can have a shortbread cookie. And then there's like a circle of shame starts. Like she goes to order the cookie, and the barista's like, whoa.
Shame
That's
her.
like, that's a lot of. I know I'm
That
working
was-
here, but that's a lot of calories.
That was my casting. I think that's Tracy Stevens. I thought she was excellent.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
We've seen her in other Lifetime movies as well before, haven't we?
Well, she this is her first Lifetime, but she's hold on. But she was in an Up TV film with me recently too.
No, she looked
but
familiar. I
she
thought
did
we
a
had
great
seen her
job,
before.
'cause that
She was
could have been
great.
so harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, it was a little harsh.
Well, yeah, you don't want a barista judging your calories. For
right,
sure.
yeah, I was like,
but no, I understand. Yeah, she did a good job.
The lines, like the character was hard, but she played it like,
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm just helping you out, girl.
Well,
Like,
then she got shamed. Like,
but the
she got
funny thing
shamed with
is,
life.
Yeah.
but the funny thing is, since this movie is set in LA, even though she shamed her, it didn't sound out of the ordinary. I could totally see that happen.
Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
And I can totally see it happening, not even coming from a place of you shouldn't eat all that sugar, but more from a place of like, you seem like you're in here all the time. You're normally pretty hesitant. What gives?
Right.
What the hell is wrong with you? You're ordering a cookie? Maybe that is how it is in LA. You said people don't eat in public in LA sometimes, right?
Oh,
They won't eat like a sweet.
we need to tell the audience what
were
this
Jason
is.
did.
This is the anniversary of.
Oh Oh, that's right.
This is
Wait till
the
you hear
10-year
this, Meredith.
anniversary of me being caught on film eating cake at the Abbey.
On
Oh, you're
film.
caught on film?
Yes, my friend texted me the next. So
Surveillance?
the backstory, Meredith, is the Abbey, famous gay bar here in
Yeah,
West Hollywood. They have pastries there. And you go and you have pastries, but one night after going to a couple of different parties where there was cake, and inadvertently I didn't get any, I meet up with friends. We see Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen out because it's Golden Globes weekend, and so we're trying to chase them and get photos of them or talk to them. Doesn't happen. We end up at the Abbey. It's like 1 a.m. I've had a few drinks, and I decide I want cake now. And the Abbey on a Friday night is full-blown nightclub, and I'm just standing there next to the dance floor at this very cool nightclub, chowing down on cake. And the next morning, my friend texted me and said, for the record, I didn't get any pictures of Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen, but I did get pictures of you eating cake at the Abbey, lit by a flash on somebody else's camera.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it's just embarrassing, but it's a 10-year milestone.
Blackmail material.
I thought, did they sell cake at the Abbey, or did you
They
just
do.
start noshing on
No,
someone
they
else's
do.
birthday?
No, they
Oh,
do.
okay.
They used to be only a coffee house until like the late 90s.
Oh, okay.
And the cakes are like good-looking cakes.
Big, giant pieces. Too.
As they should be at the Abbey.
Like not like I've had a piece or two of Abbey cake in my day, but so I've heard.
Jeez, you don't even want to admit it. So this is the anniversary of that.
It is 10 years.
Happy anniversary.
10
Oh, it's
years.
10 years. Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
But Meredith, if Kurt ever comes to town, we are taking him to the Abbey.
Oh, I want to go. I've been
plan
to the
to. We'll all
Abbey,
go.
but I haven't been in a number of years.
Let's do it.
We'll all go. We'll watch
Yeah.
Kurt eat a slice of cake.
Okay.
absolutely.
Oh, so then after Jordan walks away, Liz, the life coach, like yells at the woman at the counter, and she's like, why don't you make the damn coffee and leave the advice to me?
Yeah.
That'll teach her.
Coming in hot.
Circle of shame.
Because you want a tall, model-esque blonde, telling you, don't shame this girl.
Right. Right. Actually, and we're going to get to this, the one that really came in hot was the scene in the waiter in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Oh,
Is that another
But
guy you found?
He was punished for it.
It is good.
He was punished for maybe overreacting.
yeah. He, like, that part, which we'll get to, I was kind of like, in
That
a
guy.
way, I actually don't blame her for that one.
Yeah.
That guy was he's at his last nerve.
And well, you know what? Not unlike LA waiters either.
Right.
Because
Oh,
Bill is an LA waiter. That's why I cast him. I mean,
These people are great. He was great.
Yeah.
I like this.
oh, so then, Liz, the life coach, she's like, hey, you're Jordan Roberts, and you were a cheerleader. And we find out that they went to high school together. But Jordan didn't remember her. And so they start talking, like, what are you up to? And Jordan says what she does for a living. And Liz is like, oh, I'm a life coach now. And, I mostly coach my students on Zoom. And then Liz mentions her life coach.
Her life coach, Rhonda Wilkes,
Right.
played by Meredith.
Played by Meredith. And
I
so
was happy to hear that.
Awesome.
Oh no, have we met you in the movie yet?
We're about to.
Oh,
we're
okay.
about to.
Okay.
yeah.
Because when I heard the mention of her life coach, Rhonda Wilkes, knowing the title of the movie, I knew we were going to eventually meet someone from her past, and that it would probably be you or be this character.
So, because this conversation, because when Liz mentioned her life coach, and Jordan was like, "So you're a life coach, but you have a life coach?"
Yeah,
And
she
that's
slipped up, didn't she?
Yeah, and then she's like, Rhonda
That's
Wilson.
like in The Sopranos. That's like in The Sopranos when Tony Soprano was talking to this therapist. She said she is a therapist. He's like, wait a minute, you have a therapist?
I don't think that's slipping up, though.
My therapist is a therapist. I actually think my therapist referred me to my therapist.
I'm sorry, who's at first?
What? I was going to make a comment about the guy I see, but I'm afraid he listens.
Yeah, no, my therapist is amazing, but I've seen her for years. But
Not that I would say
I think I called her therapist first, and her therapist referred me to her.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't think it's bad that a life coach would have a life coach. A barber is going to have to see somebody else to cut their hair.
I know.
A doctor probably can't perform surgery on themselves.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it the reason why therapists have therapists is because they get so much information from other people that they need to process it so they don't hold on to it?
Yeah.
So
I think, or they become therapists because they've grown and they've evolved so much, hopefully, from their therapist. I mean, let's get real. There's a lot of bad therapists out there, as many bad therapists as there are, I'm sure, bad life coaches.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't think I know that a lot of people get into professions like that because they feel they themselves have problems in the brain and they're trying to figure themselves out.
Right.
Well, I guess so. Makes sense.
Liz definitely had some problems in the brain.
Yeah.
Yes.
But not a therapist, just a life coach.
Just a life coach.
No credentials needed.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
She should have gone to a therapist. That her insurance might have covered therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Good point.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, so then Liz tells Jordan that she's actually looking for clients, and she's like, "Listen, well, I'm looking for clients on referral. You know what I could do? I can work with you, and I won't even charge you, and then you can recommend me to other people," which actually sounds like a legit sort of a thing. Since Liz was new back, Liz had mentioned she was new, she was returning to town, so she hadn't been there a long time.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
It's like dental school. You go there to save money on going to the dentist, and
What?
Jordan's going to a free life coach to get her life in order.
Great.
And then Liz gives Jordan her number, and then Jordan does what a lot of people do, which I guess is sort of a mistake, where she looked her up online and she had a video about herself. So Jordan, I guess, took that to mean that she was legit. Oh,
Yeah.
and so as she's watching, Vivica walks by and catches her on her online. And Vivica says, "Well, maybe if you didn't take that coffee break, I would have whatever work she needed."
That's right. Too much horsing around.
Yeah.
So then,
Is that a call back to the stables, Kurt?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Glad someone was paying attention. Because it wasn't me. Oh, now here it comes.
So then Rhonda calls Liz, and she's
Yes.
like, "Why didn't you tell me that you moved?" And
Now, Meredith, why are you so invested in this Liz? You're afraid she's going to wreak havoc, or?
Well, yeah, because I mean, we find out that I've been spending every session about this girl's obsession with her high school rival. Like so. I think, I mean, I don't want to jump ahead, but we won't jump ahead. But I'm invested because I know this girl's got some major problems.
Okay, you know that somebody could be in danger.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
You know that she's cuckoo bananas, this lady.
Real sensitive. Another sensitive mental health term.
Oh, God.
And Rhonda's like, listen, we're not done. We've got more work to do. And then Liz is like, I'm removing my obstacle, and then the menacing music starts. And that I was like, we're in trouble now.
Yeah.
Because then Rhonda's like, are you talking about who I think you're talking about? So then we are back at Jordan's house, and Jordan's talking to her mother, and she's like, Mom, I'm meeting with a life coach, and Mom is like, it's a scam. Like, she didn't even like entertain it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her
Although
mom was pretty no nonsense. I loved it.
I like Lifetime showing seniors as not being the ones to fall for scams.
Right.
That's good, yeah. Still, I wrote a comment once again. She needs a job. She needs to get out and stay active, and because I think she's got it on the ball. She could be, she could do some stuff rather
But
than.
she's helping out around the house.
Yeah.
She retired?
They show her cleaning and stuff.
I mean,
Okay.
do we
That's a
know her
job.
age? She could be retired.
Yeah, like she looks like she's not like a sloth. She's like helping out and stuff around the house.
That has value.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there are scenes that were cut from the movie where she's out there like cutting the lawn.
Right.
She should be. All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad she's doing something.
Oh, so Liz and Jordan decided to meet for drinks. So she goes and she meets Liz for drinks, and as she sits down, she realizes that she was actually supposed to go out with Nat and accidentally blew her off. But she was like, oh well. And so Liz had already, Jordan was a little late, so Liz had already ordered, and Jordan's like, well, I'm not really hungry. I'll just order a salad. And so the waiter comes up and she's like, can I get just a house salad with no onions? And so then they start talking, and Liz is like, oh, you live with your mother? And she's like, oh, Mom lives with me since my dad died.
I see dead people.
And then Liz is like, oh, someone in my life died too.
Mm.
And then Liz starts talking about manifesting. And she does like a little manifesting exercise with her. And then the waiter comes up and he gives her the salad and walks away. And Jordan's like, oh, he put onions on it. And I said not to. And then Jordan's like, send it back. And she's like, I not only want you to send it back, I want you to ask him to take it off the bill.
Don't be doing that. Don't do it. She has her doing breathing exercises too before you send that salad back. Breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a whole thing. And then
Bad idea.
And Jordan doesn't want to do it. Jordan's like, I'll just pick him off. It's no big deal. Just I don't want to confront this guy.
Don't spit in your salad, man.
And so the guy comes back and she's like, excuse me, there's onions on my salad. And he starts yelling at her.
Yeah. Coming in hot.
And then she's like, and I also want this taken off my bill. And he starts really yelling at her like it's a little restaurant.
Yes.
And then the manager comes up and the manager's like, I'm so sorry. And he
I recognize that guy.
But
That's
the guy needed to be fired.
That manager guy is the guy who owns Virgin Records or Virgin Airlines. What's his name?
Richard
Branson.
Branson.
Richard Branson.
He looked like Richard Branson.
That's what it looked like. Richard Branson got cast in this movie.
Wait, he's about 40 years younger than Richard Branson, or maybe 30.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, I cast him too. That's my friend Tom.
Well, Richard Branson. Oh, well, sorry. Well, no, maybe that's a compliment. Hey, if you're casting people, Jason, don't you have a little audition tape of somebody? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
No?
No.
He has a
Someone-
cake eating audition tape I need to see.
Don't we have someone who's previously played a park ranger?
Oh. I think we may have played this for Meredith in the past. This is
We have a
our favorite line delivery ever in a Lifetime movie. And we have named an acting academy after this actress.
That's not possible. This trail's been closed for 8 years. It's extremely dangerous.
Could you put her in the next movie?
You'll have to tell me. I'll have to look up the movie.
Okay.
Well,
That was from Killer Vacation.
oh.
But anyway, this waiter deserved to be fired.
He sure did.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah. I mean, but then he calls her no, I won't jump ahead. Yeah.
Well,
We're not jumping too far.
Oh,
ahead.
so
Yeah,
right
that'd be
after
fine.
that happens.
Yeah, he definitely deserved to be fired. And, the manager said this is something like the third time this week or something.
right.
Yeah.
So, then they talk more, they take a selfie, Jordan leaves, and then
No, before
Jordan
Jordan leaves,
leaves,
there's a woman that walks up to the table and recognizes both Jordan and Liz.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Names
that's
them
right, that's
both.
right.
Her
Patty.
name is Patty. She was a cheerleader with Jordan and presumably Liz. And she's back in town and she's picking up shifts at this restaurant. And Liz is like super uncomfortable with the fact that Patty recognized her.
Yeah, and then and they were on the cheerleading squad.
Yeah.
So Jordan leaves, and then Liz goes back into the kitchen, and the waiter's like, you got me fired, but then he runs up on Liz like he's gonna punch her.
Yeah.
He's already fired.
Go
for
but
broke.
she tased him. But the thing is, I would have tased him too, because he totally ran up on her like he was gonna hit her.
Les,
Yeah, he was like, you got me fired. And then, bitch. And then he got tased.
Now, if you were tasing somebody, I'm asking this to all of you, if you were in that position and somebody charged at you and you were able to grab your taser and tase them, would you then follow that up with the words, I am a powerful woman watching you shake at my feet?
Of course.
Yeah, I'd say
Of
that.
course.
'Cause-
Every time I've tased someone, I say something like that.
Yes, okay. Because that is what Liz said when she tased him.
How do you
She's learned really good self-talk from Rhonda Wilkes.
Yeah. Who has Rhonda tased? How many of her clients has Rhonda had to tase?
Rhonda should have had we find out later, Rhonda should have had a taser in her lap.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, she's like the Anthony Robbins of tasing.
Just watch them quiver at your feet.
She's super effective with her clients, but also super paranoid.
Yeah.
So this I was like Team Liz actually. So then the next day, I loved the scene because the next day we see Jordan and she's waking up and she's peaceful and she's happy, and you expect to see like birds come and bring her nightgown,
Yeah, little animated birds. Yeah.
right? And then they cut to Liz and she's like waking up and she's already like having a psychotic episode.
She has a destiny to be fulfilled.
You are brave.
Some of the people online noticed that they thought, come on, you couldn't recognize that Liz doesn't have her shit together, messy hair, doesn't, that people thought that she obviously didn't have her shit together. Her hair's a mess when she walks into the coffee shop,
But okay, I hate to sound I hate to talk in generalizations, but this movie was set in Topanga, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's what the police station was,
in
at least.
Topanga,
Yeah.
you would see somebody. How would I put it?
at a coffee shop in Topanga, yeah.
Topanga's a little more earthy.
Right.
It's an earthy part of LA. So it wouldn't be weird to see somebody with like tousled hair in Topanga.
I took that as like Topanga, attractive woman that's like just come from yoga class, because the hair wasn't that messed up. It was just like, oh, it's a little like.
Interesting, because as Los Angelinos or Los Angelino transplants, you caught that.
Yeah.
But to like anywhere else in the world.
Well, I didn't catch it.
It's LA. No, I caught it with the police station. But that's interesting. That's a good point. You could be a wardrobe designer, Les.
In my next life. So wait, where am I? Liz gets a text from Rhonda, and Rhonda is just on this. Rhonda is like, you are not returning my call. And then Nat, so then we go back to Jordan's house. Nat comes over. Jordan apologizes. They're talking.
Jordan
and I like this part
like
too.
She feels like a big bag of garbage.
But this is, I love always the difference between Lifetime and Hallmark movies, because in this movie, Jordan tells Nat, I met someone, and then she's like, it's a woman, and then Nat's like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, a life coach. And then Nat gets mad, and Nat's like, you should be coming to me for that stuff. And then
Jordan kind of shaded her for a second, didn't she?
Oh, that's right, she did.
Yeah, I tried to.
That's right, she did. So then Liz shows up at her house, which is weird. Mm-hmm. And Liz is like, because the night before, Jordan had talked about going for a walk. And so Liz was like, well, I remembered our conversation about going for a walk. And so I decided to go for a walk. I went walking down the street and I saw your car. And then Tracy Nelson, the mom's like, oh, well, it's like Grand Central Station in here. What's going on?
Somebody doesn't know what that is. Who didn't know what that was?
No, that I thought it was life coach Liz just being like, she was totally seeing that she was getting shade from the mom. That's what she was just like, I don't know what that means, but okay.
And Liz was like to Jordan, well, since I'm here, why don't we start our first session? And Jordan's like, well, we're actually on our way to brunch. And then Liz is like, well, I am going out of town. So Jordan's like, well, can we just schedule for next week? And Liz is like, well, I am going out of town. So, you may want to just do it now. And then I loved that Tracy Nelson's character is like, wait, no, that's rude.
She's right.
Yeah. She's totally right.
I love that. And so then
this Nat is being shat on.
Yeah.
She's just putting up with it.
Isn't that a Dr. Seuss book? Nat on shat.
Nat was shat, then was hit with a bat.
Yes.
It's the Dr. Seuss version of this movie.
So what was this? So I have here visualization inner winner.
That sounds funny to me. But I think what was happening was they were trying to visualize things. I don't know. It says, I have, what do you want professionally? So I think that's one of the things that Liz was asking her.
She knows that one of the source of Liz's problems right now is job. And of course, as she's asking Liz or Jordan these questions about her job, she's getting a barrage of emails from Vivica, Tara, and she's just like kind of not focused during their session.
And Jordan is a big dummy, like Red Fox would say. She tells Liz what her password is.
I know.
What?
Oh no, Liz looked at it and then she says, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
With my birthday, she told her what it was.
Yeah, totally.
You can't do that.
If somebody, well, first of all, when you're looking over someone's phone and you're stealing their password, you don't let them know you are.
Yeah.
Then she walks out of the room. Jordan walks out of the room, and Liz starts sucking on a piece of candy on the that's in the bowl, and she doesn't like it, so she puts it back. And then by chance, Jordan is in the mood for a piece of candy and grabs the same exact one. And goes, "Oh, it's sticky."
But then also stuck it back in the bowl in her own house.
Yeah.
It's going through a third generation of a candy eater. Going to be sucking on that piece of candy. What was it anyway?
I don't know how that COVID spread.
Like
hard candy? It was a gumball.
It was just a hard unwrapped candy. I think it was a control thing it must have been a control thing that Rhonda taught her. Be the dom. How to be the alpha. Suck a candy, put it back, leave a little of your saliva. See, when I first read that in the script, I thought it was going to be something like a plant for DNA. Like when I first read that in the script, I was like, a DNA thing. Like she's gonna get, I don't know. Like I thought it was gonna come back as a DNA thing, but no, it was just a weird control thing. I think you were setting up how insane.
Yeah.
This girl really is.
I love that was in the script. That actually felt like an unscripted moment that they liked, so they paid it off afterwards with Rhonda picking one up. I mean, Jordan, rather.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's great.
Not since we shot this after COVID. Like,
that's true. Oh, that's true.
Keep us sucking on candies.
So Jordan is telling Liz all of her business. All of it. And then she's talking about Peter, and she's like, Peter wants to get engaged, but I'm not ready yet, but I don't want to lose him. And then Liz tells Jordan, well, you've got to fulfill his other need.
What's that?
Sex. She's like,
she tells her, you got to get better at sex. That could open up a whole bunch of floodgates.
She's like, step up your game.
Not just one floodgate. It's like Noah's Ark is exploding. At least in my mind.
Now, listeners at home, do not let people take explicit photos of you. Ever.
Yeah, she makes bad choices.
Ever.
Well, she needs a life coach.
She sure does.
A life coach is not supposed to take nude pictures of you on their phone.
They weren't nude. They kept calling them nudes. Don't wear clothing if you're nude.
Okay,
we had to use your imagination.
Do not let people take.
They were more boudoir shoots.
Yeah.
They were quite tasteful.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like a Sears catalog.
Do not do boudoir photos on someone else's phone.
True story.
They have boundaries. Your counselor shouldn't be taking pictures, risque pictures of you.
No. Because haven't you learned? People get mad sometimes, and when they have those pictures in their phone, they use them.
Haven't you learned from
teenagers?
Yeah.
Like
all of those teenagers taking boudoir photos.
So she takes boudoir photos in like a bra and panties, and she then Liz tells her to send them to Peter, and so she sends them to Peter, and then then Jordan says to Liz, don't forget to delete them from your phone, and like I said, do not let people take pictures of you like that on their phone.
She's honest though. She says, don't forget to delete the photos, and her answer is, I won't. That's what she said. Not gonna do it.
See, what Jordan should have done is gone and had these taken at like an Olan Mills.
Or remember glamour shots?
Glamour shots, yeah.
Glamour shots.
I don't know what that is.
Olan Mills was like a chain. It's like going to the Sears Portrait Studio. Like they have like those cheesy backdrops. Like one is your family is doing their family photo, but in a forest, or you might be like in outer space.
Or
cowboy,
or just like or like bookshelves,
Mm-hmm.
or like a playroom for kids that doesn't exist. But yeah,
Okay.
I miss those. JCPenney, Sears.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, we used to go do those.
Yeah, same.
So then Liz is chanting, like doing affirmation chants, and then Rhonda calls again, and Rhonda is like, Liz, you are not a life coach.
Way to motivate her.
And then, then Rhonda's like, so wait, you're not coaching anybody, are you? And then that's when Liz is like, you're fired. Fires her.
Stunning
so
that she hadn't fired you before now.
Yeah, you weren't really working with her anymore, right?
Well, she moved away without telling me.
Okay,
I was making
Really?
some money on those sessions,
Yeah.
and she had
Right.
more work to do.
you're holding on
Right.
to those clients. Okay.
So Peter and Jordan are at dinner, and they're still talking about not being ready to be married. And then Jordan is like, I bought some new clothes, underwear. And she's being like sexy, and Peter's getting turned on. Then it's in the middle of a rainstorm, and they're in the car.
Oh, that got pretty sexy, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were both very attractive. The guy, the actor Hector David Jr., meow.
Yeah, he's he was a Power Ranger.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
As opposed to a power bottom.
As a Power-
Never mind. No, never mind. I couldn't even say it.
Oh.
You did.
You
I
did.
guess I did. I did. Okay.
Yeah, that was sexy. That raid scene. That's what happens when you send boudoir shots.
So in a way, Liz is actually helping her. A little.
I actually think I don't think she's trying to help her, but I think the early laying of the groundwork to derail her, it is actually helping her. She is more confident.
Okay.
Until this next part.
Yes. Yes. As I said, it was laying the groundwork.
So Jordan's at work. She goes into Tara's office. She's like, well, can we talk? Let's talk about my goals. She's actually really motivated and take charge. And Tara likes that. Mm-hmm. She's like showing initiative. And that's another thing. She looked very professional. And so you could tell that Tara actually had some respect for her. She's starting to respect her. So then she's doing like an Jordan's doing like an Insta story. And it's like, get a life coach if you need one. Having a life coach has changed my life. And Nat's looking at the video, and Nat's like rolling her eyes going, oh, brother, ugh, whatever. So then we see Jordan, and you can tell that she's getting yelled at on the phone by a client. And then she's talking to Liz, and she's like, my boss still isn't happy with my work. And then Liz is like, well, you should quit. And Jordan's like, wait, what? And Liz is like, yeah, she doesn't appreciate you. You should just quit. So she goes in and she quits. And Tara looks at her like, are you stupid? Like, she didn't say that, but she's looking at her like, stupid.
Yeah.
And so she quits, and then Nat's like, what is going on with you? Are you okay? And then the next day, we see Jordan, and she's in like her workout wear. And her mom's like, well, why aren't you dressed for work? And Jordan's like, well, I quit my job. And then
Tracy Nelson. Did you see the book she was reading?
No.
What was the book?
She was reading a water damaged. It was clearly water damaged. It was a water damaged book on Henry VIII.
Well,
maybe she brought it into the tub.
yeah.
I think she left it out during that rainstorm the other night.
Yeah.
See, that's why she doesn't have a job. She's a scholar.
Yeah.
She's busy. Listen, I don't want to give her a hard time.
Like I said, at least like she cleans the house and stuff, so it's not like she's like just laying around being a slob. That house was spotless.
Yeah.
We don't know if she's the one cleaning it.
So Nat at this point is talking to Jordan, and she's like, "Okay, what is your problem? Because you're acting strange and doing strange things." And then Jordan says, "Well, Liz says you might get jealous." And then Nat's like, "Listen, you don't even need a training to be a life coach. You know, what's your problem?" And so then Nat later runs into Liz, and Liz is like, "Good morning, Nat." And Nat says, "My friends called me Nat. You can call me Natalie."
Mm.
And she then yells at Liz. And like, "I'm on to you, bitch." She doesn't say bitch, but
it's implied.
No,
it's implied.
Yeah, I heard it.
So then Jordan is having a session with Liz, and Liz is like, "Don't let Peter trap you." And so now she's kind of starting to poison her mind about Liz. And Liz is starting to poison
Jordan's mind about
Peter. And at this point, Tracy hates Liz, like hates her. So then we see Nat, and she's sneaking around Liz's house.
Well, we're back at the beginning of the movie now.
Right. So we're back at the beginning of the movie. She finds a key. She goes looking under the mat. She finds a key. Now so listeners, here's another tip. Do not snoop alone.
Oh, I thought you were going to say don't put a key under the mat.
Yeah, don't put a key. And
don't
also,
put a key under the mat.
Never hide a key under a mat.
Never hide a key under a mat, and don't snoop alone.
Look, Liz thought she was being smart because it wasn't under the mat closest to the door. It was under the mat 2 feet from that mat.
Yeah, it was the other mat.
Yeah.
It was the mat that you wouldn't look under.
Now Nat, after finding the key in the mat, Nat needed
when she shat on the bat?
No, Nat got on chat. Got hit by, went under the mat, and then got hit by a bat. Jeez. Is there a cat in this story? I guess it could have been.
No drat.
But Nat needed someone as a lookout for her while she snooped, because she was snooping in the daytime.
Yeah, that's difficult.
And I think if she would have been wearing a black hoodie, it would have been easier for her. So she goes inside, and she's snooping, and then Liz walks up from behind her and hits her with the baseball bat.
If I was snooping around during the daytime, I would wear bright colored clothes so I could blend in with the daylight.
Yeah.
Like I'd wear like one of those white Steve Martin suits.
I would have pretend to be delivering pizza.
Right. Nat was wearing like a bright blue, like Lululemon.
She could have said that she was like an Amazon delivery person. It's kind of that color.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows where the key's hidden?
Well, she got hit in the head with a bat. And then Liz takes her phone and starts texting. Then Liz starts taking sexy selfies. And so I love this next part because Peter and Jordan are watching 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious that they literally were talking about 90 Day Fiance, which I watch. And so then his phone rings, and all of these sexy torso shots show up, and Liz is slipping because Jordan's like, that's Liz. That's Liz's torso. It's from Liz's phone.
No, isn't that
Should've
later
that.
in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
That's
Should've
later in the
who was
movie.
coming from.
Yeah. This is where
that's later.
she sees
doesn't
the
have
photos and confronts Peter,
Oh.
and it's like, what are you doing? And basically kicks him out of the house.
Oh, that's right. And then she goes talking to Liz, and Liz is like, you loser, you got no job, you got no friend, you got no boyfriend.
Great. And she says, Nat is tied up with something.
Oh yeah.
So then Jordan is like starting to wonder about Nat, because she's like, Nat hasn't returned any of my calls. And then she's talking about her mom, and Liz is like, you know what? You have a codependent relationship with your mother. Cut the cord. So then Jordan goes home to kick Tracy out of the house.
Yeah.
That's rude.
And then she's gonna kick her mom out of the house. And then Tracy is like, you dummy. And then like talks her out of it and like, why are you listening to this woman? I'm your family.
And that's
Actually, that was great, because I really thought I liked Tracy's character was so solid. She was like, hell no, I'm not leaving. I got it good here.
Yeah.
In this beautiful house. No, not going anywhere.
But I really did like this scene. That snapped her out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm not moving into some condo with this HOA fees. I'm paying that.
What I did like about Jordan is that when she started to snap out of it, well, people actually were trying to like give Jordan warnings, and as Jordan started to believe it, she truly started to believe, as opposed to like being oblivious until the very end of the movie.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Her mom helped her snap out of it, and then from there,
Yeah.
she believed her boyfriend. Yeah.
She was under a trance.
So then Jordan goes to Liz, totally yells at her. They have a fight. Liz calls Jordan a loser. Jordan slaps her. Like I said, this movie, they were coming in hot. Mm-hmm. Jordan slaps her. And then she leaves, and then Liz is like, you don't know the meaning of miserable. So then Jordan goes to Natalie's house. She can't find her. She goes to the cops, and I think this is a first in Lifetime history, because the cop was actually nice and did some work.
Didn't gaslight her. He didn't gaslight her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vivica didn't have to save the day. The cop actually did his job.
Yeah.
Right. Which a lot of the wrong movies, the cops are like, oh, well, yeah, there's a killer on the loose, but go home.
Yeah. Go to the one place where the killer knows that you might be.
And then they keep showing up to rub it in at different, parts. This cop is played by Michael Paré.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's who that was.
Yeah.
I knew I recognized him. Oh, my gosh. I knew, okay, because I was like, this guy looks familiar.
And he's done a handful of Lifetime movies as well.
Yeah, he's done a bunch. He was in Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
He actually turns out to be my love interest in A Christmas in Royal Fashion. At the end, we find out. I thought I died alone, but it turns out I ran off with Michael Paré.
There you go.
Cool. Eddie the Cruisers, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
What's another movie he was in?
And Streets of Fire with Diane Lane.
Streets of Fire, yeah.
But he actually, I was impressed. He was asking questions. When was the last time that you've seen her? And I was like, oh, he was actually nice.
Yeah.
But then he goes to give her a business card. Now, like I got like 1 million business cards. Just take the business card. I'm trying to unload these things. She takes a picture of the card.
I'm the other side. If I don't want to have 1 million business cards that I have to carry around.
I don't want it.
I want that thing that I'm going to need when I need it. That'll be on my phone because it's in the cloud.
All right.
I feel the same way. People don't use business cards anymore.
All right, Les, you're the deciding vote. Or are you going to make this a tie? Are you going to go on the
I
side?
actually take a screenshot of the card.
Ah,
yes.
Because if I take the card, I'd probably lose it as opposed to having it on my phone, and I wouldn't lose it.
All right, well, I concede.
Maybe it's an LA thing.
Because, and you do get so many business cards, like it gets ridiculous.
I end up recycling them. So yeah, the digital cards now are the way to go.
I got them stacked up for years, like years and years. Then years later, I look through them like, oh, maybe I should have stayed in touch with that person. They're famous now. Whoops.
So then the next scene, Jordan is at a job interview with Eric Roberts.
Yes!
Yay! It looked like he filmed his scenes in 20 minutes.
I recognize that office. That was Vivica Fox's office in The Wrong Cheerleader Coach.
And guess where that office
That's at the Lodge, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the Elks
wow,
Lodge.
how funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. And that's so cool now that we've been to the Lodge.
Yeah.
It's like...
I wasn't going to point out. I was actually going to bring it up later, see if you can guess the other places where the Lodge. But actually, we haven't gotten so.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, there's one that we haven't gotten to yet. I'm trying to think if there's
Yes,
another one that I recognize.
I'm not familiar with the Lodge.
The Elks
so
Lodge.
The Elks Lodge.
Okay.
This is where Les and I went to the screening of The Wrong...
Blind Date, right?
The Wrong Date. The Wrong Blind Date.
Oh, okay. And they had a screening of it. And that's also where they shoot stuff also?
Do a lot of filming.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Meredith volunteers there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I forgot to mention, Liz hid a camera in, she hid a camera in Jordan's living room. Now, it was a little smaller than the cameras that we normally see.
This one actually was inconspicuous. Sometimes the Lifetime movies, Meredith, I'm sure you've seen them. The hidden camera is basically like Martin Scorsese brought his entire crew in to film a movie, and people aren't supposed to notice that.
Yeah, it's funny. The hidden cameras are like as common as the black hoodie. There's very often a hidden camera.
In fact, I think Jason, you said this, that when one of the hidden cameras came up, there was actually a SAG strike going on.
Yeah.
Jason says joke.
That's good.
So Jordan's at this job interview with Eric Roberts, and she's killing it. And Liz is watching on her computer.
Which is interesting.
She wasn't watching the interview on her
No,
computer.
she saw her talking to Peter about the interview coming up.
Oh, that's right. And then Peter is like, I'm actually going out with a friend tonight. It's my friend's birthday, and let's meet up at my place after I'm done.
Okay.
And so then Liz, I love this part because Liz texts Jordan and she's like, we need to talk. And Jordan texts back, don't make me block you.
Just block her. Yeah.
So then Eric Roberts, at the interview, then the interview was there. And then Eric Roberts is asking her, why did you quit? And she tells him why she quit. And he's like, well, we're making the decision today, but you pretty much have the job. And so then I love this because then Liz goes online and they don't call it Google, they call it Gobble.
Gobble LA Mail.
Yeah, gobble.la Mail.
And so she's getting ready to send an email to Eric. Liz getting ready to send an email to Eric Roberts, and then the cop actually shows up, like doing his job. I was like, how about that?
To be more clear, she is about to send an email to Eric Roberts as Jordan. She logs into Jordan's email to do it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And so then the cop is asking questions about Nat, about Jordan. And then he's like, well, maybe I could come in and check things out. And Liz is like, you don't have a warrant. So then we see Peter and his friend. They're at the bar. Liz shows up, starts hitting on Peter, and there's a person who's there taking pictures.
You cast her?
Yes, I cast her. Meredith.
Well, that's the same. Was that the same woman though? Was that the barista or was it a different woman?
No, it's a different woman.
It's a different woman. Okay.
That actually would have been funny though if Liz hired the barista that she just shook down.
Yeah.
I liked her though. I liked her because she's like, that's the easiest $100 I've ever made.
Yeah.
And so then this is the part. They're back at Jordan and Peter are back at Peter's house. She sends a text, and it's Liz. And so then the next day, Tracy is going on a trip. She's getting out of town for a little while.
Yeah.
She's going to visit her sister, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little concerned.
I thought she was going on a singles cruise.
Was she?
No.
I was concerned for Mom at this point, though, because anytime a character's like, oh, I'm leaving, they come back sometimes at an inopportune moment.
Right.
Oh, I just thought she was out of harm's way.
Because she's like saying, there's this guy, Kurt, that's judging me, so I'm going to get out of the house for a few days.
Gonna go get a job.
She's going to a job fair.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I was concerned for her. I want her to be active and, be doing things.
So then Jordan gets a call from Eric Roberts, and she's thinking it's the call to give her a job offer because he said the day before, oh, you'll be hearing from someone in the morning.
Well,
And so he calls. She's thinking he's calling to give her a job, and he's like, I got your photo.
I got your nudies.
And she's like, well, what photos? And he's like, well, thanks for the photos, but I'm a happily married man. And she's like, then she realizes, oh, it's Liz. So the next scene, we see her meeting Patty. We see Jordan meeting Patty from earlier in the movie at the restaurant where Patty actually works.
Is that the Lodge?
Huh?
Was this at the Lodge? Was the restaurant from earlier in the movie the Lodge?
No.
But the
no,
bar
that
was
wasn't.
where Peter met his friend.
Yes. Yes, the bar. Uh-huh. Oh, and there's one more.
Okay.
I just remembered.
So Liz is Jordan is talking to Patty, and Jordan's like, okay, so what do you know about Liz? And Patty was like, well, I was surprised that you two were talking anyway. And Jordan's like, what do you mean? And Patty's like, she hated you in high school. Like, she totally hated you. And Jordan had no idea. And she's like, well, why did she hate me? And she's like, because you took her spot on the cheerleading team. And so it turned out that when Jordan showed up, the coach basically kicked her off on the spot. And so she gets the info. So then she gets info about Rhonda. And then she looks Rhonda up online, and then Rhonda's video is the exact same as Liz's video.
Her
So Liz
intro, like,
basically
hey,
told
here's
Rhonda.
who I am, what I do.
Yeah. So then Jordan calls Rhonda about Liz, and Liz is in the office eavesdropping.
Is this at the lodge?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Is
where
that the front part of the lodge?
No, that's upstairs. Probably where you guys haven't been in. It's the ladies' lounge upstairs.
Oh, I've been
Okay.
there.
Oh, there's a ladies' lounge.
Ladies Lounge. Nice. Well, this is part of the movie is where the movie states its opinion about life coaches.
Oh,
Because they're on the
same marker.
phone.
Right. That phone call. Yeah.
She's on the phone with Rhonda, with Meredith playing Rhonda. And at one point, Jordan just says, send, what'd she say? Send your psycho clients. You should send your psychotic clients to real doctors. Ooh. A line's
Not
been
wrong.
drawn.
Well, your reaction in that moment was great too, because it was almost like Rhonda was like, "Yeah, I am a bit of a sham too, aren't I?"
Yeah.
And so Liz confronts Rhonda. Because we find out that Liz, that she never recovered from the high school getting kicked off of the cheerleading team.
Oh, yeah, because Liz is like outside the office. She like walks in, surprises her.
And then we also find out that Liz's parents were alive, but dead to her.
I see dead people.
So then Liz confronts Rhonda, and she's crying, and then she kills her.
Yeah, hell.
It's as simple as that.
Now, did she taser you? What did she do?
Stabbed her.
Stabs me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Literally
stabbed.
stabs her in the back.
Yeah. Literally. Yes.
Yeah. I was hoping you were still alive after that, but we didn't see you again.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could.
It's
I
Lifetime.
think
She
they-
could be alive.
Yeah.
I think they killed me for all my bad advice.
Rhonda's
See-
alive in our hearts.
You represent doing off with the profession of life coaching.
I think the writer had some bad experiences with the life coach.
Yeah. Oh, you could tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stabbing
Great
them.
material, though.
Yeah.
You could tell. I actually liked this about. So Jordan calls the cop, and the cop is like, "Yeah, we're on to her because she used the warrant thing, and when someone is actually guilty and up to something, they always use the warrant thing."
What I loved Michael Pare, because this actually even better than Vivica's catchphrase. I loved when she called him, and he's like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And he's like, "The one with the problematic life coach." I just love that phrase.
That's good. I like how Michael Pare is sitting in his office, and there's a filing cabinet behind him, and the label on it just says copy paper. It's an entire filing
it
cabinet,
does.
I guess, of
I
blank
saw
paper.
that too.
Is the Xerox machine empty? Here, I got a door. I got a whole big thing. over here.
You joke, but because we don't have a lot of like physical files in the office where I work anymore, I do have a file cabinet drawer filled with copy paper.
So it's topical.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like an old school police station too. They need copy paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's Topanga.
Right.
Easy
Right.
go there.
Topanga. So Liz is now dressed as a cheerleader,
Yes.
like in full cheerleader with pom poms and everything. So
I actually wrote in my notes, Liz is in her cheer outfit with shimmery pom-poms, and I love this movie.
God bless her. I hope if I'm ever troubled that I really, go all the way with being troubled just like she is. I admire the commitment.
I have faith
You
in
don't
you,
want to just
Kurt.
go half. You know what I mean?
She should be like proud of herself that she's still, after all these years, still fits in her. That's what Rhonda would say.
Yeah.
You still fit in your cheerleading outfit. You're a
right.
Yeah. She may have had it altered, though. I don't know. We don't know. But no, I guess we have to assume there are backstories.
Well, that's another movie, The Wrong Taylor.
Right.
Also, this cheerleading outfit.
Jordan called Liz and told her to come over.
Uh-oh.
But Liz doesn't come alone. She comes with her baseball bat. And she hits Peter.
In the back. That's
In the back.
Yeah. And then I went down a rabbit hole. Could you knock someone out by hitting them in the back? No, there's a whole Quora thing about someone on Quora. they needed to know that.
Your search history is going to be problematic.
Right.
It already is. Believe me.
Your search history.
Nothing but trouble.
Google problematic life coach.
Right.
I'm going to gobble.la mail it.
You wouldn't believe the stuff that comes up.
So at this point, we still haven't found Natalie yet, and it's been days. So Jordan asks Liz, "What have you done with Natalie?" And Liz is like, "The same thing I'm going to do with you." And she's a baseball bat. And she's going to kill her. But then the cops come. And they arrest her. And so then Jordan's
First they're doing a thing where she's trying to run to the left. She gets to the left, trying to run to the right, trying to run to the right. It's like they're playing like scrimmage touch football or something.
But then I like this part too, because then Jordan's talking to Michael Pare, and she's like, "Well, oh my God, my friend Natalie's dead." And he's like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And then Natalie comes running in.
I don't understand.
I was like, they didn't kill Natalie.
Not even a scratch.
So then we're back in Vivica's office, and she's talking to her, and she gets her job back, and Vivica, like, you could tell that she respects her, and she's like, "Well, what? Okay, so what got up your butt? Why were you acting like this?" And she said, "Oh, because it was, a life coach." And then Vivica, I love how now at the point it's evolved where it's just a close up, and she's like, "Looks like you picked the wrong life coach."
Sounds like to me you hired the wrong life coach.
And I wrote, "Never gets old."
I felt like watching that scene, it was like kind of like when you're like an airplane, the airplane ascends, and you got to get that release of it like dropping again. So she says it's like, oh.
That's kind of how a catchphrase works, really, if you think about it.
Yeah. But I just love how in the beginning it started off as like a throwaway line, and now it's evolved to like you get a close up.
The whole movie's built up. I thought she was gonna come in and like save the day.
She does.
That.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes.
Because that's what I thought was gonna happen too. Because a lot of times,
no sense,
that's what happens is she comes by and like bonks the person over the head or something.
This is what I would love to convey to Miss Vivica A. Fox is in future movies they need to get more and more and more elaborate and creative with how she delivers the line. It needs to be like the Simpsons opening credits, how it changes at the end of it every episode. Like next time Vivica is like brought in a horse-drawn carriage, and there's like a marching band that rolls in, and she says, "You chose the wrong band conductor."
Yeah.
It's like Vivica landing from the spaceship from Independence Day, and you picked the wrong alien.
Right.
Stuff costs money though.
Well, it's money well spent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, listen, it's not my money. Sure, go ahead.
It's the key franchise for Lifetime.
I think that was one of the better fitting ones.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Because she, with her as the boss, and she didn't throw it away, but in wrong terms, she almost threw it away. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, you're back. All good.
Right.
Honey, looks like you picked the wrong life coach. Now let's get back to work.
I wanted it, and I got it.
Oh, and at the very end, we end back at the stable. I like it. So it was like a full circle moment. So we end back at the stables, and she's talking to Jamie again.
Yeah, this is why I thought that maybe
there was another ending that didn't make it in.
Oh, what was the other ending?
Was it a flash forward?
Yes.
Ah, I love those.
1 year later.
Yeah, it was Liz in an insane asylum coaching like her cellmate, like life coaching her.
Why didn't they do that?
I know. I was so bummed not. I mean, I was so bummed not to see that in. But yeah, they just. I guess that's something you see often too, though. You know what I mean. In Killer Advice, you cut to me like with my next therapist that I'm gonna kill. You know what I mean? Like.
I like that in the Lifetime movies personally, though, because I like that sort of wink to the audience of like, hey, we made such a over the top but fun to watch movie that you might see something like this again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just happy that we got a new wrong movie. It's been a long time coming.
Can I ask a question about the people listed in the special thanks and the credits? So it's a lot of family members. I know these people are not public figures, but I'm going to mention them anyway. There's like 5 people named Kiwi. There's 7 skanks. Did they own a house or something like that?
Oh, so 5 people named what?
I think it's a skank. It's pronounced. That's their name. Well, the people in the credits, people in the special thanks, then
it sounds like say. Yeah. And what was the other name?
There's a Kiwi. There's like 5 Kiwis. There's a bunch of Nolans.
So Brian Nolan is one of the producers.
I know Brian.
Oh, so he's mentioned.
You know Brian.
I think I know Brian Nolan as well.
Brian. So Brian and I have known each other for like 20 years. So and then the other name is one of the producers too.
So it's like their family members.
Yeah. So Brian is over at Hybrid, who's the production company, and then Jeffrey is one of the. So there were a bunch of. I think there were a bunch of Jeffrey's families thanked. So that's I think what you're seeing, and then I'm not sure about the Keeley.
Kiwi. Well,
Kiwi?
like a New Zealand.
Kiwi. Well, I wonder. Really, I'll have
That's
to look.
their name. Yeah.
It was interesting. I'll have to look because actually, the lead actress Jordan, played by Morgan Bradley, is a Kiwi. She's from New Zealand.
Oh,
okay. But this is their name. The person's last name is.
No, I understand.
Kiwi.
Yeah.
Coincidence. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was just curious about that.
Well, did you see my name as second unit director?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
All
I did. I wrote that down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we mentioned that. So, what scenes did you shoot?
Oh, all those gorgeous tie-in scenes.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, did you shoot that the last shot of the horse?
No.
The horse stable.
The horse at the
shot?
end.
There's a big wide shot.
I think that was purchased.
Oh, okay. I was curious because it looked like a
yeah, because I've never been to that stable.
So does this mean that we're going to get more wrong movies?
I hope so. I hope so. Let me think. I do have one in the can, as they say. And I don't know if they're going to make that wrong.
Okay.
They might.
Oh, like sometimes do they decide after?
Well, I can tell. So sometimes Vivica, when I shot the A Christmas Intern, Vivica came in after, and they tied in Vivica to the story. I think so, and Vivica. So there, this one that I finished, which also Morgan Bradley is in. This one that I finished. I think it's I'm sorry, it's on IMDb. It's not a wrong movie. So, yeah, it's not a wrong movie.
There are definitely ones though that Lifetime will acquire and rename under some of their other franchises, like the Killer franchise or things like that. We've definitely seen that before.
Right.
Yeah, but pretty much David and Vivica are it wasn't all David Dakota was and Vivica were not always in this. Like they kind of took this over. So if you go back to I think you guys talked about that at one point, but if you go back to the early Wrong movies, different director, but then Vivica and David pretty much took over this Wrong game.
I know this movie just aired, but so like how were you happy with the like the viewership? I don't know if they keep track of ratings.
You know, I don't know. I haven't spoken to anyone in production about how it did. But I mean, we definitely don't hate me, but I still jump over to the former Twitter because Lifetime fans are like, that's the only, I stay on there for Lifetime fans because we tweet along. Like their Lifetime fans are great about that. I mean, these guys jump on every new Lifetime movie, like every premiere. They're on there tweeting, like they have this camaraderie, and so I always jump on because it's so fun to tweet along with them.
If I may ask, who is like the target audience for it? Like, is there a special age group or demographic?
You know, that's a good question because the Lifetime's demographic has definitely changed. You know, remember when it was called Television for Women, and now like Lifetime Television for Women, like that is no longer like that. And then then the distinction is like some of mine go right to Lifetime and some of mine go right to Lifetime Movie Network. And sometimes they go to Lifetime Movie Network first and then they premiere on Lifetime later. So that's a good question. It's a lot of men that tweet online with me, though.
Yeah.
It's a lot of male friends that are on there. I mean, like Twitter friends. And I have some of the women are like, oh, my husband can't wait too, you know.
Right.
So,
yeah,
that's true or not.
I was curious because I'm sure like somebody at Lifetime has done the research and all that.
Oh, yeah. I know they know. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and I've always said this about the Lifetime movies, especially like the Wrong movies and the Psycho movies. You can tell that the makers of these movies know their audience, like 100%, and just lean into they give their audience what they want.
Yeah, sometimes it's shocking because sometimes I'm like, really? I'm going to do that? Like, really? And I remember in one movie, like, actually questioning the director, like, really? I'm going to, like, murder this person on camera? This was not in the script. Oh, Lifetime loves this. Lifetime loves this. I'm like, I was like, it wasn't in the script that I strangled this person, like, on camera. Or that I banged this teenager's head against the cabinet.
The concept of these sort of women being gaslighted movies or movies about cheerleaders. Like Lifetime definitely has a bunch of things in the wheelhouse that sort of help make things whole.
Yeah. For sure. It's interesting because I think there's the wrong cheerleading coach, and then there's the wrong cheer captain or cheerleader. Yeah, two like both different movies that are both wrong movies.
Yep.
The Wrong Cruise, and then there's a Christmas movie on a cruise, a Christmas cruise, and they know what their audience. Yeah, they know what their audience wants. You know. I think they've become almost like nighttime soap operas because we don't have the soaps like we used to, and we may have talked about this on the show before, but used to be that the soaps where people fall, but now this is the guilty pleasure. Get a glass of wine and watch the debauchery.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, it is a lot of fun for people who like for fans of the Wrong movies, fans of the Lifetime movies. This movie is a treasure.
It will check the boxes in the most delightful way.
It certainly will make a
I
so much
agree.
fun to
I
watch.
was pretty pleased. I was pretty pleased with the way it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun watch. It was really good. Well, Meredith, how would you like our listeners to find you, or do you want to be found?
I want to be found online. I don't want to be found in the way that Liz found Jordan.
This is the part of the show where we give our home addresses, and you do leave a key under your mat.
Figure it out. Like I'd say, I live off of Sherman Way, and Jordan would be walking Sherman Way and see my car.
Yeah, be careful.
I am. You know, it's funny. I'm at Meredith Actress pretty much everywhere. And I have to tell you, I was at an Emmy party the other night, and this guy asked for this guy who said to me, "Oh, I don't have my phone with me because I like to be present." He's at the governor's ball. "I don't have my phone with me because I like to be present." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well," and so he grabs my phone and he makes me follow him on Insta, but he has to find me. So I say it's at Meredith Actress, and he kind of did this laugh, like I said, apple martini or something. I don't know. I was like, fuck you. So then, and then I promptly unfollowed him. I was like, laugh at my handle, dude. I was like, I would be like, why don't you fucking go to IMDb and see why it says Meredith Actress? Why don't you look, it's not like Meredith wants to be an actress.
Exactly.
So I promptly was like, listen, you don't laugh at my handle, unfollow. But anyway, everyone else, as long as you like my handle, I am at Meredith Actress pretty much everywhere.
Great. And you can find me on Instagram at Kirkendall, and that's KURKENDAAL, or you can find me on my website at leskirkendallbarrett.com. Jason.
Please rate and review us wherever you listen to your podcast. Give us 5 stars. It helps more people find the show. You can find all of us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Lifetime of Hallmark Podcast. And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Big Shot Jason. Kurt.
Yes, well, KurtFitzpatrick.com with a Kurt, always with a K. And I'm in the Rogue Festival with my show, Rogue Festival in Fresno, California, with my show, The Jester of All Maladies, in the beginning of March. And the Oscars are coming up, so I'll be letting you know when I'm going to be doing the show with with a friend of the show, Jason DeBray. We do the Shelf Shedding Movie Podcast, so we'll be going through all the Oscar nominees, so that'll be coming up in the next month or so.
Ooh, cool. Do you want to have someone from Oppenheimer on your show?
Yeah. Who do you know from Oppenheimer?
Well, we both know someone from
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Tom Jenkins, who we mentor with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you don't have to say on the air yes or no.
Well, I gotta get.
You're like, okay.
It's not Kurt's show to agree to do that.
No, the problem is I didn't. I'm in that tiny margin of people that didn't really care for Oppenheimer.
Oh, okay.
That's my only problem with that. Get somebody from Lost Lives. What's that movie called?
Past Lives.
Past Lives.
Do you know anyone from Past Lives?
Oh my God, I love that movie.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, get someone from that movie.
I'll
talk to an Oppenheimer person.
And it's such a shame that I watched it on a plane. I need to watch, because I think you have low expectations when you watch something on a plane, and so then I was like, oh my God, this is good. Oh my God, this is good. Oh, I was like, oh shit, this is good. So I need to watch it again.
Yeah, that was one of the movies. That was one of the movies I watched on my 10-hour flight back to the States from London. And yeah, I too thought it was going to be kind of one of those airplane throwaway movies.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, this is great.
So good. So interesting. So well done.
Yeah.
And unexpected.
So the audience has homework then. They're watching The Wrong Life Coach, and they are watching Past Lives. But first, The Wrong Life Coach.
First, The Wrong Life Coach. So, maybe they should, so that their expectations.
A double feature.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be a fun double feature, actually. That's it. Why not?
Which one would you watch first?
I mean, it'd be better than The Wrong Life Coach and Oppenheimer.
Oh, that would be a combo. Actually, you'd watch The Wrong Life Coach and Barbie.
The Barbie is the right life coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbie,
haven't
that
seen
movie
Barbie.
helped me figure out a lot of things, but one of the things that helped me figure out, I was like, oh, that's it. That's my problem. I'm white savior Barbie. That's what I like when she called her white savior Barbie, I was like, oh no, that's me.
I haven't seen it. I've not seen
Oh,
Barbie.
come on.
Kirk Fitzpatrick.
Are you married?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I thought I was gonna say someone needs to shame you into seeing that.
It's on Max, Kurt. It actually is good.
It's good.
It's
Okay.
really good. It's so fun. I loved it. I need to see it again. I need to see it like daily. Oh, speaking of that, I just saw that they launched 4 new Barbies. Film industry Barbies.
Ooh.
Oh.
So cinematographer, director, and I'm terrible. I forgot the 4th one. The 3rd one is movie star Barbie, and the 4th. I hope she's not a hair and makeup Barbie. I don't think it is. I can't. But
It should be, or like striking actor Barbie.
Oh no! Sorry, it's studio executive Barbie.
Oh, nice.
Studio executive Barbie is in like a vegan leather skirt, and she's talking on her phone.
Of course. So in Barbie 2, they'll be prominently featured.
Yes, yeah. Studio. It's actually interesting because to have that happen, because the fact that Mattel got on board for the Barbie movie is so interesting, and so now it's like they're acknowledging what it did for Mattel. I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Movie by making female director Barbie, female like cinematographer Barbie.
Yes, I watched that for a second time on my flight. And then you know what else I watched it for a second time on my flight? Jason.
What?
Barb and
Star go to visit Del Mar.
I watched it again.
Oh, I've not seen that either.
And it sneak attacked me because now I do like it.
You know what I've been watching? Because I told you this stuff. I've been watching Yellow Jackets.
Oh.
Not yet.
You don't like it, Alas?
No, it's not like I don't like it. It's a little much.
I love it. This is the show. It's like up my alley. I love it. It is much, but it's enough for me. I can take it.
Well, anyway, thank you once again, Meredith, for coming on. You are welcome here anytime.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And
pleasure.
For everybody else, bye.
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 Bye.